Alright. So let's see where we can pick up here. Alright, we've already talked quite a bit about... It's a feast fit for a king. Yeah. If it was the first time I ate that food. What was it called again? I think it started with kiwi? That's right, a kiwi. I don't know what to say. It's sweet but sour fruit all in one. Poor Pearls, having eaten only vegetables all her life, she's been missing out. Yeah. Having nothing but... thank you for the pets again. It sure is one luxurious hotel. Almost to the point of gaudy with how it blends together everything fancy imaginable. Yeah. The gold doesn't... Thank you for the pets again. You're being too generous with the mind massages. Yeah, the Gilded Halls definitely say a lot. Award ceremony say was just held on that stage. It's really fabulous. Ow! Come on! Were you just softening me up just to beat me down? Fine, I'll balance it out now. Just reminded me of the circus for a second. I wonder if everyone is all right. Thank you for the pets, Wolf. Oh, come on in. I heard that very big circus just recently started holding performances again. I'm sure they're doing all fine, Pearls. So, that's called a chandelier, right? Yep. What is that for? What does it do? Well, it's for lighting up a room, Pearls. Mr. Nick, can I look down now? My neck hurts. Ouch. There's a grand set of doors over there. It's the doors Maya followed the bellboy out of. Alright. It's the stage for the post-ceremony stage show. There was supposed to be a press meeting after the show, but now... it looks like no one will hear what Nickel Samurai had to confess after all. Bully the Roo with pets. Come on. A lobby with a grand staircase always feels enormous. But right now, the only thing filling out this enormous room is anxiety about the murder. I really hope nothing else bad happens here. These cameras must belong to the press that came to cover the conference. They're all basically doing the same thing, staring at the empty stage. Seats for the spectators of the post-ceremony show and the press conference. But it's too bad neither event is going to be held now. Okay, she's just suddenly in a huff. She went from wearing that helmet to just panting. I guess she's run out of breath under that. These eyes of mine are real pros now. Pros? Pros at doing what? At doing police work, of course. My eyes are like a hawk. And my professional eye spot a messy incident. A messy, bloody incident. That's why I don't have time for you meddling kids and your you'll think. I wonder if I should just cover my mouth just to see how that sounds. That's why I don't have time for you meddling kids and your pretty old things. Okay, fine, whatever, old bag. Okay, Kenny. Are we able to move even further? No, we cannot. Well, when in doubt, present everything. Would you take a look at this screen? Listen, pal, I'm not leaking any info about the evidence to you this time. If I do, my salary's really gonna get it. And then I won't even be able to get those instant noodles down at the discount market. Jesus. Yeah, we heard that. Nope. It sounds like she's slapping the hell out of me when I do something wrong. Okay. Oh, boy. Don't forget profiles, too. Oh. Right. Nope. Christ. Okay, nothing good coming from that. Okay. Alright, the only other person in to present to, I don't think she has anything now. Oh, yeah. I kind of figured it's like, okay, if none of the relevant people are gonna get... Whoops, I went the wrong way. I'm not a real fan of action shows or anything, but I know who Juan Cordia and Matt Angard are. You can't talk about one without talking about the other, I guess. They even debuted around the same time, so they have this real fiery rivalry with each other. Kinda like you and me, pal! I never knew he thought of me as a rival. The Nickel Samurai. He really took the Grand Prix tonight. Maya's a big fan of his. Really? Oh, I'm sorry then. Why are you sorry? Matt Angard was just arrested, pal. On suspicion of murdering Juan Cordia. What? Why was Mr. Angard arrested? Sorry, pal, but that's not something I can tell you. We just started the investigation, so we don't want any leaks. Looks like yet another Steel Samurai hero is hot in the water. Is in hot water. Mr. Nick, if Mystic Maya knew about this... Yeah, I know. She'd make me take this case. I know. Well, let's see if that changed anything. Hey, so what's going on, Mr. Wright? It looks like Juan Cordia has been killed. What? Juan is... he's... It looks like he was murdered, and a suspect was arrested. That suspect is Mr. Matt Angard. You're joking, right? Nope, they arrested the Nickel Samurai on suspicion of murdering the Jammin' Ninja. Oh, not again. I feel sick. Again? About a year ago, something just like this happened, Pearls. I still can't believe. No way. No way, Matt would... What are you shocked about? Huh? What's Mr. Powers got in his hand? A walkie-talkie? Oh, before I forget, this is for you, Mr. Wright. I got this from the bellboy that came by earlier. It happened again. Oh, boy. Radio transceiver received from Mr. Powers. For me? But why? I don't know. All he said it was for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney. It's almost right after you guys left. An old man who was a bellboy at this hotel showed up. And that's when he told you to give this to me? Yeah. Why give this transceiver? No. I keep clicking the wrong way. Hallway. Would you take a look at this for me? Nope. Oh, I remember what this case is. You have to talk to Powers. Oh. Okay. Matt is the most energetic and active actor out there right now. The Nickel Samurai really sealed his place as pop idol, but he kept adding fuel to the fire in his rivalry with Juan anyway. Mr. Juan, he's the Jammin' Ninja, right? Those two would butt heads over everything they could think of. But I'd say that Matt was the one who almost always came out on top. I guess some people only know how to relate to others by butting heads like a ram. One said he'd take Matt out on his time too, so he joined a rival TV show. And that was the Jammin' Ninja? Stylish Nickel Samurai and the Burnin' Jammin' Ninja. Well, things turned messy real fast with those two using the shows for their war. If a final tally look around, it's pretty obvious how things ended up. Matt even won the Grand Prix this year, the final win over his rival, I guess. Mr. Angard was going to hold a press conference, wasn't he? That's what I heard. Though, if you wanted to get technical about it, was the Nickel Samurai's conference. The Nickel Samurai's? Yeah, he was supposed to wear his costume and give the press conference that way. He was going to be in costume? But why? I'm not sure. They don't keep me in the loop anymore. I was just wondering, where's Mystic Maya? She's been gone a long time. Now that she mentions it, Maya was only going to answer a phone call. Maybe she got lost. We'll take a quick look around for her. That's got to be that receiver. Ah! What is it, Mr. Nick? Huh? I'm not sure. It's coming from this transceiver. Yes, hello, Wright here. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? And you are? You don't need to know who I am. I think you have the other things to be concerning yourself with, such as... Help, Nick! Mystic Maya! Maya? So, Mr. Wright, wouldn't you agree that the more important issue is the fate of the girl? Her fate? Does he mean what I think he means? Maya, where are you? Are you hurt? Come now. Don't fall apart on me yet. No, this can't be! Now that I have your attention, Mr. Attorney, I have a modest proposal for you. If you do what I require, then I will return your valuable item unharmed. What is this called again in your fancy lawyer terms? Kidnapping for ransom. Yes, that's it. This is a kidnapping. Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! My sight, everything's fading away. Maya's been kidnapped. You there, Mr. Attorney? Are you there? How much? How much do you want? Very good, Mr. Attorney. I'm glad you have such a good grasp of the situation. Hurry up and state your condition, and then return Maya. Money is not what I seek. What? What I want is a certain verdict. I would like a complete acquittal. Complete acquittal? Is this on guard on the other end? What in the world have you done to need... I am not the person you will be representing. What? You are currently at the Gatewater Hotel, are you not? And I know that a murder has just taken place there. Juan Cordia was just killed. Oh, and the suspect is Matt on guard. You are, as expected, quite on top of things, Mr. Attorney. Now then, what I want is very simple. I want you to obtain a complete acquittal for Matt on guard. Matt on guard? But why? He did not kill anyone. I can attest to that. However, what? However, someone is framing him for the murder. A very smart someone who is setting him up to take up the fall. If I agree and do what he wants, can I believe he'll keep his end of the bargain? You are, of course, at liberty to take me at my word or not. However, there is one thing you can take as a fact. Right now, your very precious item is with me in my possession. Help! Nick! Maya! You have 2 days. Of course, tonight, he will be in questioning with the police. But the trial is in 2 days. At that trial, you will win a not guilty verdict. Remember, you only have one chance. One chance, Mr. Attorney. One? You expect me to get a not guilty in one trial day? Yes, exactly. I don't believe I was wrong in choosing you, so don't let me down. Ah! Oh, yes, that's right. Now that I'm playing the role of the kidnapper, I can't pass up this chance to say, and don't even think about calling the cops. Not great, but you get the idea. Damn it! Who the hell are you? Very well, I'll tell you that much. My name is... The Killer. Mr. Nick! Where's Mystic Maya? She's been kidnapped. No, it's all my fault! If only I'd gone with Mystic Maya. It's not your fault, Pearls. But it is! Mystic Maya! Wow. Mr. Wright, I think we should tell the police what's going on. No, we can't do that. If we do, who knows what will happen to Maya. Mr. Nick, what about the detective we saw earlier? Detective Gumshoe. Yes, that's it. Wait here, I'll be right back. All right, I'll take care of Pearl while you're away. What? Ransom? Shh, not so loud. The ransom is complete acquittal for Matt Agard. Wait, the deal is complete acquittal in exchange for Maya, you mean? Then this means Matt Agard is obviously the killer, pal, no doubt about it. But the guy said that Mr. Agard is innocent. You really believe what a kidnapper tells you, pal? I guess he has a point. If Agard really is innocent, then why the kidnapping? And on top of everything else, there's all this evidence we keep finding. Huh? The forensics team having a field day back there. It's strange. There's so much evidence that it feels like something's wrong. There's too much evidence? Is that possible? Actually, didn't the kidnapper say something about Agard being set up? Anyway, it looks like you won't be leaving here tonight, pal. Just sit tight and cooperate with the investigation. Tomorrow you can start yours. All right. Isn't there another way? You also got to be careful about pushing the kidnapper the wrong way. You're right. Oh, great. I have a feeling I know what that bad ending is gonna be. Ow! My head! Where am I? I wonder if I'm still in that hotel. What happened to me? Nick, Pearly! Come on, you guys. This isn't funny anymore. I see you have awoken. Ah! Who are you? Me? I am known as the Killer. The Killer? You mean like an assassin? I'm too young to die. Don't worry. You are not my target. For now, anyway. Ah! Nick! Where are you? Help me! Yes, that's right. Only one person could save you now, and that is Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? What? Nick? Nick's going to save me? Calm down and be a good girl. Think of this as a business transaction. A business transaction? I'm going to contact him now. I hope you'll cooperate and play your assigned role well. Nick. What's going to happen to me? Nick, Burley, Sis. Is this Mr. Phoenix Wright, the attorney? You don't need to know who I am. I think... Dick! Such as... Yeah, what a dick. Good morning! Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, come on! Let's hurry and go see Mr. On Guard. We have to wait a bit, Pearls. Visiting hours don't start until 9 a.m., so... Oh, I see. Mystic Maya, if only I had gone with you. Poor Pearl, she's been like this since last night. We managed to get home somehow yesterday evening, thanks to Detective Gumshoe gently holding her by the hand and leading her here. But by the looks of it, I don't think Pearl's got any sleep at all last night. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, she's all right, right? Yeah, she's all right. Either way, I'm going to save her. You can trust me on that. Please, help her. I'm only able to stay this calm and collected because Pearls is going to doing the crying for the both of us. I have a thought, huh? You're going to represent Mr. On Guard, aren't you? Yeah, I don't really seem to have a choice. But what if he is the real murderer? What would you do then, Mr. Nick? Would you fight to get a not guilty for a murderer to save Mystic Maya? Pearls. Let's talk to Mr. On Guard first, okay? We can think of all the bad things we want, but it doesn't change a thing. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I can't stop thinking about it. Pearls, you're really worried about Maya, aren't you? I don't have anyone else left in this world. What do you mean? My family's all gone. Her family. My father, he left my mother in the village behind and went away. I'm sorry. And my mother, she did that thing all for me. Mystic Maya, she's like a sister to me. She's all I have left in this world. Alright, off to the detention center. We couldn't wait for visiting hours to start, so Pearls and I came down here early to visit one nickel samurai charged with the murder of the Jammin Ninja. Good morning. How are you today? I know this situation might be a little tough for you. Oh, sorry, dude. I already signed up. Excuse me? I already have life insurance. I signed up a long time ago because my job is, you know... Oh, no, we're not insurance salespeople. Really? Dude, I really don't need that right now either. Fire extinguishers, I mean, this building isn't my house, so... No, we're not here to sell you fire extinguishers either. I'm a lawyer. My name is Phoenix Wright. A lawyer? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my manager, okay? What? The Nickel Samurai sure is a strange person, isn't he? I think strange is an understatement. I'm sorry about that. You're just in time. Hey, huh? You're a lawyer, dude, right? My manager's looking for a good one right now, so how about it? Mr. Nick, this is our chance. I have to make him let me take this case. I have to. Already using his one phone call. On his wrist, no less. I thought they would have confiscated that. Sorry to intrude, but I would like to ask you a few personal questions. That's okay, but dude, my autobiography is coming out soon, so if I say stuff without the publisher's approval, then I'm gonna be in real hot water. hold on a sec. I'm gonna ask my publisher, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, that's 2 phone calls already, woof. You would think Francisco's whip would be confiscated too, but here we are. Yeah. Mr. On Guard is so lucky. He has so many people he can talk to. I don't know if he actually has anyone he can really talk to. Sorry about that. Like, I thought the publisher said it'd be real bad if I said anything, dude. Does he have a mind of his own? Mr. On Guard, I would like to ask you about the murder. Oh, are you covering this for a tabloid as a side job, dude? Well, if you want my statement on this, you should ask through my staff. No. I'm not asking on behalf of a tabloid. Hold on a second. We gotta ask the president of the studio, okay? Oh, for Pete's sake! That's 3 in 1! Is he alright, Mr. Nick? If we're talking about Mr. On Guard's brain here, I wouldn't put my money on it. Sorry about that. The studio president said even Neo Mount Fuji itself knows that I'm not the murderer. Mr. Nick, what's Neo Mount Fuji? It's a mountain in the city of Neo Old Tokyo, the city the Nickel Samurai protects. Man, it's too bad he's dead. You killed him. That's the most logical conclusion, don't you agree? Dude, what are you talking about? You're making a huge mistake! If it's such a mistake, then why did they issue an arrest warrant for you? Hold on a second, I'm gonna ask the guy in charge of this place, okay? Oh, for... That's 4! It's a good thing I don't have to take a shot every time he dials on his phone wristwatch. Ugh. Stars sure know a lot of people, don't they? I wonder if that phone even really gets reception in here. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. I guess you're right about the warrant after all. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we might be making some progress here. I wonder if he might... I've seen him before. Is he a member of my fan club? That's Mr. Powers. Isn't he supposed to be kind of like a mentor to you? Powers? Oh yeah, he's the guy on that kid exercise program. I gave him an autograph just the other day. He doesn't see Mr. Powers as a mentor at all. Mr. Nick, what are you doing with that? I don't know yet, but I figured I could at least show it to him. Is that a transceiver? He has that Gen Z stare, stupid person. Jeez. Stupid version. I got it as a present from someone. Interesting. I also been instructed to take your case. Is that what you heard from the transceiver? Yes. Dude, that's terrible. Don't let some disembodied voice boss you around. This is coming from a man with a cell phone on his wrist. Yeah, I'm such a handsome devil. Yeah. And I'm way good at sports. Karate, tennis, judo, soccer, football, hockey, fencing. Dude, it's no wonder I'm so popular. Yeah. You're also good at sitting in a jail cell, Mr. Popular. Yep. Strong Guard, this is an attorney's badge. Dude, I'm sorry, but I don't have the free time to be looking at things like that. Huh? I'm much too busy with Nickel Samurai stuff right now. I don't have the time to take a lawyer's correspondence course. Why does he believe I'm a salesman? Insurance, then extinguishers, now this? Was that just a waste of time? Jesus Christ. Oh, well, fuck. Okay, I'm running out of ideas as to what to present to him. Bruh! And I have nowhere else to go. There's really not... What's that? It's a ticket for the press conference. You were going to give one after winning the Grand Prix, right? Huh? Me? Yes, while you were in costume, no less. I never heard anything like that, dude. I only heard about the stage show. I always leave that kind of stuff to my manager. He didn't know? That's odd. Well, dude, I think it's about time for me to get going. Please, wait! I really need to take your case. There's always other people in need of a lawyer, right? Want me to introduce you to a few? Please let Mr. Nick represent you. Man, oh man, lawyers these days now. Oh, you dudes use kids to pull in clients too? If you don't take me as your lawyer, then the killer is going to... Wait, what did you just say? The killer. The killer? What is he doing? He looks like he's mulling something over. All right, dude. I accept your terms. Huh? I'll let you represent me in a court. We did it! We did it, Mr. Nick! Yeah. I don't feel any better for it. And he doesn't look too happy either. Go ahead, ask me anything. I'll help you out as much as I can. Man, I thank my lucky stars that people know my name. Well, you're quite the hero, and you're in the national spotlight. I didn't know who he is. Does that mean I'm not a good citizen? It's really great to be in the Nickel Samurai. Dude, lately I just keep on getting more and more popular. True enough. The Nickel Samurai is very popular among high schoolers and secretaries right now. I guess Mr. Ungard has a way of catching the eyes of women. Well, he is quite the looker. Do you know my motto? Refreshing like a spring breeze. That's what I am. A spring breeze. That's why, hey, this kind of scandal is disastrous, dude. I mean, even if I get out here tomorrow, it's still gonna look bad. But everyone loves a good scandal. Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my Nickel Samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? My manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show? I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? That's strange. I thought that Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kind of noisy. Mr. Cordio was already dead at the time? Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. I'm beginning to gather that this guy can't do a thing on his own. And that's when the detective in green coat showed up. He searched me, and then, out of the blue, the dude arrested me. About you and the victim, Mr. Juan Cordia, what sort of... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with the face of his, you can't even tell he's the same age as me. He wanted to try and make a Jamma Ninja movie, even though we all know it'd fail. The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you think it'd be the other way around, you know? Do you know why you were arrested? I guess maybe my full body search went badly. Did they find something on you? They found a button from the Jamma Ninja's costume. A button? I don't get it either. It was caught in the pleats of my samurai pants, or hakama. Ah! Dude, I really think someone planted it there, though. I'm serious. I wonder if that's what really happened. I guess it's about all I'm going to get out of him. Mr. Nick? Yeah? Let's ask one last thing. Dude. Let's test Mr. On Guard to see if he is innocent or not. We could do that? Yes. If you use this. Maya's Magatama! He won't be able to hide any secrets from you, Mr. Nick. I'm sure of it. I get it. Mr. On Guard, I'd like to ask one last question. Please answer me honestly. What is it, dude? Did you kill Mr. Juan Cordia? Please put the phone away and answer this question yourself. Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone. And that includes Juan Cordia, okay? Well, Mr. Nick? Nothing. Not a chain or lock in sight. Which means it's alright to trust him. Yeah, it does appear that way. Well, at least I can breathe a sigh of relief knowing my client is innocent. The trial's tomorrow, right? I'm counting on you, dude. To be continued. Are we already going in at a bit of a disadvantage? Oh boy. Say your progress up to this point? Yes, indeed. Couple hours later. Dude! Are you trying to test to see how much of a beach boy casual beach boy sounds like? Because he definitely gives those vibes. Well, at least we were able to get Mr. On Guard as our client. Ow! Come on! What was that all for? And we know that he didn't do it, which is very important. So, So, now what should we do? Well, the trial is tomorrow, and we only get this one chance. There's only one way to prove Mr. Enguarde's innocence. We have to find the real killer. Okay, then let's start looking. Since there were no psych locks, then that means we can trust Mr. Enguarde to be innocent. I really feel much better knowing that. Ever since last night, I was so worried that I kept wondering, what if he's the real killer? What then? Hey, I have something I want to ask you, Pearls. Okay, what is it? But is he the dude? I'm no Lebowski, I'm the dude, man. You know, I've never actually saw that movie. I've seen plenty of references and clips to it, including one ridiculously dark meme, which took some of the lines from the opening scene and just tapped it over an Eastern Orthodox church baptism. Why are you so interested in how Maya and I get along? I mean, she and I don't have anything special going. Huh? What do you mean? But I thought you and Mystic Maya were... I've been mistaken all this time? No way. Ah, she really wasn't kidding. Pearls actually believes Maya and I are... Yep, she thinks you're an item. Maybe I should have just left it alone. Mr. Nick, stop it. Don't hide your true feelings from me. Ow! She slapped me. Ow! And I bet it hurt her a lot more than one would think from her. Hey, what do you think you're doing? You can't come in without... Oh, good morning. Hold on, it's you! What's going on around here? I heard the poor Juan was killed. Is that true? It's a bad rerun is what it is. Another Steel Samurai doing the most evil of deeds. You know, that's not entirely... Oh, you know, I was a huge fan of Juan's. Why do all these stars have to drop one by one like flies? It's always been that way, ever since I was a little girl. So the class hamster was in the cage, so then it died. Now the kids called me Queen Reaper. That's why I'm dubbed me. What is the name of the evil rising? Actually, I wanted to ask you about the murder and what happened. Huh, don't push me, boy! Mr. Nick, I couldn't hear everything she said because she was talking so fast. You and me both, Pearls! Miss Oldbag, could you please speak a little slower? Don't bust me around, you spiky-haired smarty pants! Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, I'm just noticing that's not a glow in her helmet, that's her huffing! My dear Hammer died a year ago in that dreadful murder. Duh. Hey, I was thinking because of how futuristic the costume was, it wouldn't surprise me if it was just a light. Only recently did I finally even Ow! Come on! I was just... Ack! He's grateful that it's not a real gun. Only recently did I finally find a star that makes the heart go ba-dump again. Ba-dump. Does that sound familiar, Wolf? I don't know what to say. I ask you, why does every star I cheer for always end up kicking the bucket? Do you really want an answer to that? I don't want your words. No one's gonna get away with saying anything bad about my Juan. But I haven't said anything. Well, I don't believe a word that woman says anyway. Huh? What woman? That irritating backwater girl with afro and a horrible country accent. I mean, what's that manner of speaking supposed to be? And why does she never stop? It's called a southern accent, ma'am. Honestly, women these days, they don't know what meaning of the word modesty. When I was a young maid, I was so beautiful with flowers in the field bush. But despite this, I pressed flowers and read stars and wonderful poems or... Pearls, are you thirsty? A little. Okay, I'll go get you some juice or something. Thank you very much. Hey, are you paying attention, young'uns, today? So I'm guessing Miss Oldbag heard everything from Lotta. I want to ask you about what happened around the time of the murder. I don't know anything about that. I was here getting ready. Getting ready for what? The show, of course. Well, and the press conference afterwards. It's cue mysterious music for the magical press conference. Anyway, I don't know anything about the murder. I see. But, huh? But if you're talking about what I saw, that's different. I saw it very clearly. What? I saw the most important moment of the night. The most important moment? You don't mean... Oh, so now you treat me with respect, you disrespectful child? When you speak to your elders, you should always be polite, really. Kids today. Please tell me, what did you see? Psych-lock! She in a lot of trouble. Oh my god, 4?! Oh, shite. I guess I guess as with age comes a lot of secrets. If you thought that was bad. The murder last night was gruesome, wasn't it? But then, what murder isn't? Please don't stray into another tangent, please. You want to hear more? Then show respect and bring this lady a present. Oh boy, this is gonna be wild. Looks like the investigation is still in full swing. The hotel staff and the police are running around like a bunch of headless chickens. I wonder if we could do any investigating of our own in this kind of atmosphere. Well, ought to roll up the sleeves and try, I guess. I'm surprised she didn't actually roll. They didn't animate her actually rolling up her sleeves. Sure as one looks. It's probably just gonna repeat everything here. Wait, what was that? They haven't cleaned up all the food yet. There's a sad feeling hanging in the air now that the party is over. Among other things. I was really happy then. I wish I could make you smile again, even for a second. But I still can't believe it. I can't believe that such a terrible murder happened under such beautiful lights. It's shocking. Oh boy. Alright, just for curiosity's sake, I'm just gonna see what the first question entails for these cyclops. Just to give myself an idea of what to look out for. Alright, I'll be honest with you for now. Then please, tell us what you saw. But, aw, what a waste. And here I have a perfectly good chance to have a little fun at you young'uns' expense. I am a little devil, after all. Doesn't that imply you aren't a good person? Alright, I'll give you what you want. Okay, it's clearly a gift of some sorts. Just like she said at the outset. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I don't even have what she would possibly want for a gift. Alright. Let's move on. Hey, you're here. Been waiting for you, Mr. Lawyer. Lotta. Hey, Mr. Copfella, the thief showed his face. What? Arrest him, put him on trial, find him guilty, give him the death penalty. What's wrong, Lotta? Are you feeling all right? Looked here and there, up and down on the mountain, but it ain't here. So why don't you just hurry up and give it back to me, you creep? What are you looking for? My camera! See, camera! My lifeblood! I'm gonna die without my $700 camera! Lady, if you know what cameras cost nowadays, your camera? Look, don't lots of people say the criminal always goes back to the scene of the crime? And looky, here you are. Yep, here I am, faced with a lot of trouble. Huh? 700 before inflation. Yeah, it's probably 2K now. So you lost your camera? Ain't no ordinary camera. You buy it in a store, it's $1,600 brand new. I believe that. Huh? But didn't you just say you bought it for $700? I had a nice long talk with the guy at the store. About 5 hours, I reckon. Holy shit, what a barterer. I met this itty-bitty scratch on it and manager got all huffed in the face. He was talking and was real mean about it, too. He done made me cry after that. When did you lose your camera? Last night after the murder happened. Must have been when I was busy running around looking into things. That's when I lost sight of my dear, darling, and expensive sweetie. Lotta, what did you capture with that expensive camera of yours? I don't rightly know. I snapped a shot of anything that caught my eye. So I don't remember. And besides, I couldn't get anything from my big scoop. I wonder if Lotta's missing camera is even connected to the murder. Okay, so it's just notes about the camera. Lotta, please tell me what you know about what happened at the time of the murder. Well, from before the ceremony last night, I was hanging around here in this area. Yeah, actually, I was here until around the time Mr. Undard was arrested. What were you doing here? You sure you went to school, city boy? Whenever Lightheart goes, there's a story to be found. A big scoop to be had. A big scoop? I told you that before. I'm gonna be the best tabloid photographer the world's ever seen. Reckon, of course, that means I'm always looking for the perfect shot. I wonder what scoop she was after this time. Although, I was also on the lookout for the other stars that were here. So, maybe I wasn't here the entire time. Yeah, there was a very, very similar vein in the whole Gordy thing in the last game. Lana, are you sure you weren't here for the entire time? So could you take a picture for your big scoop? So you could take a picture for your big scoop? Well, maybe I was, but that's what real journalists do. She shot your gourd. She got your gourd. Whoops. I got some juicy inside info, so I thought to myself, why not get a picture for proof? What kind of story was it that you would hang around here? Another Cyclock. Okay, 2. Oops, sorry, Mr. Lawyer. Can't be telling you that. Trade secret, you know. Not again. Why does everyone have something to hide? We've been stopped, haven't we? Yeah, take that, Mr. Lawyer. I'm glad someone around here is happy, Miss Lada, and your I rule smile. Oh, boy. Ugh. I just bought that. Yeah, dick indeed. I just bought that camera. Who did it? The thieving rascal? Please don't look straight at me while you're saying that. When I find the bugger who did this, they're gonna pay with a bullet! And if you do that, don't expect me to defend you. Camera with a dick behind it! No, that... You ever heard of a telephoto lens? This old granny? She kept on glaring at me with those eyes of hers, as if it's my fault. That's one long dick then. Keep babbling how she won't forgive people who write trash about her Juan. Yeah, we sort of got into a little fight, you know. A little fight? Knowing those two, it was probably more of a blabbering contest. I don't really care for unheroes or whatnot. Oh, I see. And shows they got for kids, those adventures are just plain old boring. Now, adults, we get more caught up in messy, sticky, real situations. Even me. Oh, sounds like the tyke's getting what I'm going with this. Wait a second here. Don't go around getting her mixed up in things like that. Repeat. The same for power. I told you how many times now. I'm a journalist. I've got so much info running laps in my head, I forget things here and there. Please don't get so worked up over this. Ha! I don't care if you beg me. Be extra tough on the kids. That's this house motto on learning youngsters. Oh boy. Wait a minute. I wonder. Now that I think about it, she isn't with y'all today, is she? She's a spunky one. You shouldn't have let her out of your sight. Who knows what she's up to now? Like, you're the one to talk. Do you know anything? Yep. Okay, I wonder what the first question of this is gonna be. Lana, will you please answer my questions? On the night of the murder, why were you loitering around the victim's room? I told you, didn't I, for my scoop? What I want to know about are the details of this scoop. That's not something I could tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter. All right then, an unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop. I'm going to say that you were looking into a scandal. Could it be that you, Lotta Hart, were looking for a break with a huge story? Perhaps an unfolding scandal between Juan Cordia and this person? I kind of wonder if maybe this is already more open than I thought it is. It had to be between him and Matt on guard, so let's see. Nope, it isn't. Who the heck is that? You think all externals are a bunch of idiots? You can't fool me, I'm a pro! Okay, so my assumptions just went sideways. If you're such a pro, why don't you do your own research and figure it out? Let's try it again, shall we? Okay, so it's not who I thought it was. Oh, we're able to go into both hotel rooms. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So it's enough to gal will lend a helping hand. Secretly, of course. I have a feeling one of these days I'm going to end up defending her in court. I didn't touch him. Wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't give my word. Why do I get the impression Lana helped herself to one of them? Alright, let's check out Unguard's room. Holy shit. Katana, Susumata, I believe that's called. Where are we? We're in Mr. Matt Unguard's dressing room. This is our client's room. May I help you with something? Oh god. So he means Dragoon and Samurai, yes. And why the hell, speaking of S's, why is Samus his secretary, I think? Or is that the manager? You're Mr. Unguard's lawyer, correct? I gathered as much. I also looked for lawyers on my end, but to no avail. How did you know I'm his lawyer? You were just saying that he's your client. In a situation like this, the only person who would use such a word would be his lawyer. Wow. It's a simple deduction, really. The trial is tomorrow, and Mr. Unguard's situation is looking rather grim. So you came here, one stop in your mad dash, to find clues to build his case, correct? Well, you're not totally right, but you're not totally off either. It's really not the time to be showing off, Mr. Nick. I am Adrian Andrews. I hate to waste time, so let's get down to business. All right. She may be of small stature, but appearances can be deceiving. I assume the first thing you need to know is what everyone was doing that night, correct? Yes, that's correct. Then I will tell you. Before the awards ceremony... Is that a shell on that card? Before the awards ceremony, I had dinner with Mr. Ungard. In this very room, I might add. Dinner? What did you eat? I told you, I hate to waste time with trifling details. If you took a look at the table yourself, you wouldn't need to ask me. I bet she is a lot of fun at parties. When the award show was starting, I headed for Viola Hall. And after the show ended, you came back to this room? No, I had some small errands to run. I helped with the preparations in the lobby. Oh, preparations for the post-ceremony show, I guess. When it was time for the post-ceremony show, I came back to call for Mr. Ungard. After that, I went to visit Mr. Cordia. And that's when you found his body, isn't it? You really held strong through everything. Yeah, she does seem to be mentally tough as nails. So about you and, stop right there. You aren't seriously about to ask how Mr. Ungard and I are related, are you? Sorry. I have no idea how he could choose you as his lawyer. Why did she have to go and say something like that? Mr. Nick, calm down and hang in there. I'll give you a shoulder to rub to relieve your stress later, alright? No, thank you, please. I already gave you my name earlier, but I'll add that I am Mr. Ungard's manager. His manager. Speaking of managers, did the victim, Mr. Concordia, have one? No, he did not. He didn't? Global Studios has a very different policy from Worldwide Studios in that Worldwide Studios does not assign individual managers to this us. Rub. I'll accept it from you, at least, Wolf. I see. This industry is very ruthless and unforgiving. Actually, you look quite ruthless and unforgiving yourself to your poor partner. Dragging a little girl like her to places like this, honestly. You're wrong! I'm doing this to help Mr. Kamaya. Pearls, calm down and hang in there. I'll buy you a juice later, alright? Thank you for the pets, Bolt. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Alright, let's see what we can find in here. Really? No commentary about the spear? Which, given what it looks like it's a Sasumata type of spear, which is used more for subjugation than for battle and killing. There's some samurai-looking clothes on the sofa here. I think that jacket-looking thing is called a happy. Whatever it is, I'm sure something like that would make a great souvenir. I would be absolutely thrilled. Wait a minute, is that bones? Are those bones on there? You should change the sound effect between bonk and face fault, yeah. Well, being that I'm being bonked on the head by a cyclops. that sound effect is more fitting. I'm gonna have to look into different baseball sounds. I don't really like meat. Huh? There's something weird about this plate. I just wish I could put my finger on what it is. Those look like bones. Don't tell me there was another T-bone steak meal involved. Looks like dishes left over from dinner. A dinner for two at that. I'm sure they're Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews' plates. Looks like they had T-bone steaks. What's with Global Studios and T-bone steaks? Salmonella in the distance. Oh god, not that one. Oh. Okay, that apparently counted as all one thing. It's probably Mr. Ungard's suitcase. For someone who only is going to be here for the award show, this is a lot of stuff. Looks like he has about 3 days worth of clothes here. Stars really are different from us, aren't they? That's the bedroom over there. That's a bed? Wow, they have really big beds here. Oh. Doesn't look like there's anything left to examine, so we'll just... You were the one taking care of the arrangements for this press conference, right? Yes, that's right. But Mr. Ungard said he didn't know about it. Is that what he said? Huh? Actually, I didn't know all the details either. It was a request from the publicity department. All I did was help out and do what I was asked. Oh, I see. I wonder about that. I wouldn't take her to be the type of person to do something without knowing the details. What's this? I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance to me. Wow, it's the first time I've been shut down this badly. I asked to become Mr. Ungard's manager. He's a pleasure to manage with his nice disposition. Yeah, very chill at that. Mr. Ungard does seem like a rather weak-willed man, always doing as he's told. He's always saying my manager, right, Mr. Nick? Do you know the victim, Mr. Cordia? Yes, I knew him. The world is such a small place, after all. Do you know about his rivalry with mythical samurai? Honestly, they were like children when it came to that. Time and time again, those two competed with each other over the most trivial things. If either one of them wasn't so stubborn, then maybe no one would have needed to die. I got a hunch that this woman knows more than she's letting on. She must know why Juan Cordia was killed. That's Mr. Will Powers. He's an actor contracted with Global Studios. He's a very nice man, a man with a good heart. But that's all he is and ever will be. Ugh, what a horrible thing to say. Society doesn't care about genuinely nice people, Mr. Wright. Huh? For a second, her face twisted in pain. I wonder if something happened to Miss Andrews. Alright, let's see what... Oh my god! What is with all the stuffed animals? Bears left and right. Does this mean he was a very big Bears fan? Don't answer that, Wolf. Mr. Nick, where are we? We're in Juan Cordia's room, Pearls. Mr. Cordia? The victim. Which makes the crime scene, too. Oh, it's you! So, what's happened? The kidnapper. Has he contacted you again? Not yet. He probably won't until we win Mr. Ungard's acquittal. You doing okay, pal? Hanging in there? I just want Maya to be alright. We don't have a lot of time left, but I'm going to help you as much as I can, pal. They call Barramen bears, too, you know. I know that. I didn't ask you to answer that, so shush. Just this once. Special circumstances, right, pal? I'll even tell you everything I know, but you gotta keep quiet. It's my neck on the line here. Thank you. Oh, that's right. I got you guys a map of the hotel, pal. Here you go, little missy. Wow, you're giving this to me? Thank you. Wouldn't want you to get lost in a hotel too big for its own good. Mr. Nick, I got a map. That's great, Pearls. but Mr. Nick, I can't read what it says. Alright, let's take a look and see if we can... That's the... Yeah, it's just a partial map. Do you know what was the cause of death? Well, technically, the final autopsy report isn't out yet, but one look at the victim should tell you, pal. It should? Yeah, here's the picture. There's a knife in his chest. Dramatic or dynamic entry? Either way, I'll take it. Hi, Garflin. How are you doing, Bean? Hope you're doing well. Oh, today. Hope you're enjoying your. I think your entry may have stunned Miles a bit. Well, I hope you're doing well, Bean. There's a knife in his chest. Yeah, pal, that's the murder weapon. That looks like a butter knife. Doing awesome, just got to work. Ooh, I hope work doesn't get you down. I hope you take it easy. Yeah, I know butter knives, and yeah, they can... I guess they could really be used to stab, but they barely have any blunt... but they're so blunt. Means that you'd really have to have some strength to stab someone through with that. Through armor, no less. So he was stabbed to death. They're looking at the fingerprints down at the lab right now. There were fingerprints on the knife? Yep. It looks like they're pretty sure they're Mr. Ungard's prints, pal. That's bad. Real bad. Let me take a look at that picture. How's the game? It's going good. We're just in the early investigation stages of the final case for Justice for All. Wrapped up the third case last week, and woof, was that a headache. Let's see. Vase shattered. Wait a minute. I don't know if this was an intentional design choice, if that's supposed to be a bottle of ketchup, or if that was just wine that was just slapped with a label over it. I'm leaning on towards that's ketchup. Which kind of does add a little context to this, and tells me that he died from something other than this apparent stab wound. It doesn't help that the picture is in black and white. Tomato juice. Even better. The guitar is missing. Why was Mr. Ungard arrested? Because we had evidence on him. Evidence? It looks like the victim, Juan Cordia, really put up a big fight. Yeah, one look at the crime scene, you can tell. There's signs of a struggle everywhere. That just reminds me, am I able to slide back and forth in Ungard's room, or was that one scene it? I completely forgot to look and see if there was a slide mechanism. Well, yeah, during the fight, his button came off. Mr. Ungard said something about a button. Something like one of the Jammin' Ninja's buttons got caught in his hakama. One room, okay. But that's not all. What? There was a witness, pal. A witness? Who is it? That lady, Miss Oldbeck. Oh, no. Not again. Don't tell me I have to deal with her. Please, anyone but her. I took the words right out of your mouth, Phoenix. The prosecution has plenty of evidence to make a solid case. Not to mention, there's something around where the Vic was. Not to mention, there's something around where the Vic was, probably short for victim, that's a little off. Something that's a little off, as in, that's for you to figure out, pal. All right, let's try to figure it out, Mr. Nick. All right, let's examine here. Wow, there are a lot of bears. Alarm clock ones, collector's editions, stuffed teddies, plastic models. It's pretty overwhelming. Is there a kind of bear he doesn't have? There's even a few in the trash can. Yeah, I get the feeling maybe the guy didn't really like bears. Poor teddies. It's hard to bear with all these problems. Growl. Oh my god. Oh. The damn clown haunts him! I don't think I want to bear with the trauma that last case caused me. You and me both. You took the words right out of my mouth. He returned the favor. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? You don't want to know. There are all sorts of things in this refrigerator. The carrot juice bottle and the tomato juice bottle are both empty. Empty? It's too much of a hassle to throw them away, I guess. They're all vegetable juices. I guess he must have been a real health nut. Oh, pun, pun, pun! Shut up, Wolf! Oh, damn it, I missed that line. Beets, ketchup, and a bottle of strawberry jam, too. Maybe red was his favorite color? It's so messy here. Pearls really makes things neat and tidy, I take it. There are a lot of electronic things here that I've never seen before. Hey, Mr. Nick, tell me what they are, pretty please? Okay, that over there is a watch. You wear it on your wrist. I know what a watch is. Oops. For a second there, I forgot I was talking with Pearls, not Maya. It's a suitcase. There are so many things in there, I bet it barely closes. There's his clothes, a dryer, an electric shaver, calculator. Do all stars pack too much stuff like Mr. Cordia? I'm guessing that's probably the case. Alright, let's look here. It looks like Mr. Cordia had dinner last night. This bottle is tomato juice. We have a lot of food at the award show last night, but I wonder if the stars had gone on stage after only eating a meager meal like this. There's even a robotic bear! Oh boy. So that's a bed, right? Yep, it's big, but it's a bed. Ah, Mr. Nick, it's so soft! Big beds must be a rarity for her. Bottles of cosmetics are scattered all over the floor. This is probably where Mr. Cordia fought his assailant. There's also a bear. Yeah, I think I saw it in the other half. A flower vase, maybe? There are flowers on the floor, but I don't know what they are. You don't know much about flowers, do you, Nick? This is a guitar case, I guess. A little beat up, but still usable. That's strange, the guitar is not here. Maybe he forgot to bring it to the show. But Mystic Maya, she said the bright red guitar was the Jammin' Ninja's signature item. That's true. Huh? This guitar case is wet, but it's only wet on the top of the lid. Yeah, there's no water inside the case. This is water, isn't it? Nope. The case... Robo-Bear, yep. That looks cute. It's a beautiful wine glass, and there's tomato juice in it. Caves are unbearable. Stabs, but settle down, children. Miles, put the butter knife down. Ew, tomato juice. I don't really like it much. There's a bottle of it on the table over there. That's probably where this came from. But doesn't it seem weird? What seems weird? I mean, everything else is scattered all over the floor. She's right. The flower vase was broken and the makeup is strewn everywhere. But without butter knives, how do I get my nut butter? Oh, brother. That's Nutella. Why is this glass the only thing that's still all right? Wait, what did it say about that? No sign it's been drank. So it's been a set up, apparently. Doesn't seem to be anything else to look at, so let's see if we can try to present something. What can you tell me about this guitar case? Oh, that. This is just what I heard, pal, but that's the Jammin' Ninja's signature item. The guitar case? No, not that. What do you take me as? I mean the guitar inside, of course. But the guitar is missing. Yeah, we looked for it too. It's not normal for a person to forget to bring their most famous item to an awards show unless it was taken. It's starting to sound like the red guitar is related to this case after all. So about this wine glass. Ah, so you noticed it, pal. The whole crime scene was a mess, but this glass was the only thing that was untouched. You noticed that too, Detective Gumshoe? No, actually, Miss Von Karma noticed it first. I barely felt anything from that stat. Oh, God. Wolf, do me a favor. Don't dig your hole any deeper. Yeah, Pearls noticed it before me, too. Hey, wait a minute. So, does that mean Miss Von Karma's here at the hotel? Yeah, she's around. Man, you're gonna be in so much trouble, pal. Especially if she catches you in here. Well, you can bet the instant I see her, I'd be running the 1,000-meter dash. Stabs with the Excalibur. Oh, brother. More like you're gonna bash him with Excalibur, given that you can't take it out of the stone. Uh-oh. What's that beeping noise, Mr. Nick? I've heard this sound somewhere before. It's Miss Von Karma. Huh? For some reason, wherever I hear that sound, she pops out of nowhere and whips me. Come to think of it, that's exactly what happened the last time. Sorry, I gotta make myself scarce. Later, pal. Ow! At last, you reveal your true nature. Mr. Felix Wright. Would it be too much to ask you to be nice for me for a change? So you're the type to steal information from pitifully hopeless detectives. That's very dishonorable of you. Ow! Hey, don't you dare run away, Scruffy McTrenchcoat! Ugh. I didn't think the detectives of this country could be this pitiful. What? Detective, come over here for a second. Ow! 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 Jesus Christ, I've heard of BDSM, but this is taking it to a whole new level. I feel better knowing that at least you were man enough to face your punishment. He was so scared, he just froze up on the spot. Mr. Felix Wright, you have soiled my a perfect prosecution record. I'll never forget that. This time, victory is mine. Victory is yours? Is that all this means to you? What? Come, Scruffy, the investigation briefing is about to begin. Bet she wants to make the world her bitch. Yes, sir. This isn't over yet. I swear on my family's honor. Ow! What'd she throw at me now? What's this? Well, I guess this means I gotta get back to the precinct now, pal. And everyone's into that. If you ever need me, come down to Criminal Affairs Department, alright? If you can, try not to let Miss Von Karma see you. Oh, yikes. Yikes and a half at a handbasket. Wait a minute, that wasn't even there. So I have to pick it up. Mr. Nick, what's this piece of paper? It's called an autograph. Autograph? The paper's got Mr. Cordia's name written on it, so it's his autograph. I can't read it at all. To be honest, I've never seen writing that looks like this. It's a special way of writing called cursive. Yep, and I can clearly see it. To my dearest Wendy, I got the gift. Look here, see how it says to my dearest Wendy in more normal letters here? Oh my god, you made her balls dry. I misread that! This sloppy, unreadable writing? It's crazy and cruel to give this to someone. Pearl, if you had seen my quote-unquote doctor scribe at the bank, you'd see far, far worse. Ugh, okay. Hold on. Wendy, I've heard that name somewhere before. I don't think we have enough to really... I don't think we have enough to break the psych locks on Lotta. Do we? Yeah, I'm asking that. Time to break the lock. On Lotta or Wendy? Because I have a feeling for as few locks as Lotta has on Wendy. Okay. So this time it's in reverse. The one with the most locks is going to get broken first, but the one with the fewest locks is going to be last. Oh, Mr. Wright, how are you? Mr. Powers, have you been here the entire time? Yeah, people connected to the murder aren't allowed to go home, let alone leave. Can you tell me a little more about the Nickel Samurai TV show? Okay. The Nickel Samurai is an action hero program aimed towards kids. It's a sequel to the Steel Samurai. I see. This time there are 3 samurai brothers. Aluminum Samurai, Tin Samurai, And of course, the Nickel Samurai. It's a love Y in Neo Old Tokyo. I see. Wait! A love what? A love Y? You mean love triangle? This girl, Sayo, works at a tea shop, and all 3 guys fall for her at the same time. Oh, I guess the Y shape is like 3 brothers colliding over this one girl. Okay. Anyway, Sayo is actually the daughter of the evil Strawberry Clan's leader. Excuse me, Strawberry, give me my nickel back. Oh, saying if it's worth saving me. Sounds like an unusual situation, like Romeo and Juliet. ×3. Yeah. Strange thing is, this sort of forbidden love story is really big with the office ladies. I'm not gonna say anything. Woof being a dad without being a dad. Yes, bro? What happens next? I want to know. Miss Sayo, does Miss Sayo fall in love? She does, doesn't she? Every Sunday at 8 a.m. I'm gonna stop watching Kids Masterpiece Theater starting this week. I can't believe she's really considering it. So, what's the Jam and Ninja TV show like? It started from a remake of an old movie, to tell you the truth. The Jam and Ninja, like the samurai shows, is geared towards kids. It's the story of a ninja who can't scale a wall, but became a big pop star anyway. What? He was a really lousy ninja. Absolutely couldn't do any ninja things right at all. But boy, could he sing. With his trusty bright red guitar in hand, he took the ancient world by storm. A ninja with a bright red guitar. And then final fight in front of his beloved princess, Mizola. Jammin' versus the Muromachi 5. Suddenly, our brave hero catches as a not-so-jammin' cold the night before Battle 3. That's too bad for him. Yeah. This kind of pop music-based love story is something high school girls really like. Yes, bro? What happens next? I want to know. The Jammin' Ninja will be able to sing? What about Princess Mizola? Every Sunday at 8 a.m. Oh, yeah, that's right. They collided them intentionally. What should I watch? I can't believe she's really considering it. All right. Time to pick these locks. What you witnessed. All right. That's Juan's autograph! Yes, it is. And it even says, "To my dearest Wendy" on it. That's me, right? Right? My name is Wendy Oldbag, so that Wendy has to be me, right? Well, it may say Wendy, but somehow I don't think Juan had this Wendy in mind when he signed it. Oh, please give it to me. Let me have it, please. I can't let you have it just like that. Yes, I know. Then how about an exchange? Oh. What? That ended up breaking 3 of her locks in one swoop? What? My offer isn't good enough for you. Fine, Mr. Wright, you win. Wendy Oldbag, ready to open up her heart, all for my dearest Juan. Okay, I give up. What the hell? I am gobsmacked at this point. Oh. Master Lockpicker here. Is it master skills or is it just damn dumb luck? Oh, hell. I mean, yup. Oh, shut up! I feel bad for you, now. Huh? I tell you, I saw him that night. I saw him coming out of Juan's room. You're kidding. Oh, no! It was about 10 minutes before Juan's body was discovered.
was just a coincidence. I was on my way to the toilet, minding my own business.
And did you tell all that to the police?
Well, of course. I thought I could get a gift certificate or two out of it, maybe more.
Gift certificate?
I've been recruited again for that part of the trial, you know, the trial tomorrow. This time, you're gonna get it. I'm gonna work hard to get your client pronounced guilty.
But Mr. Angard hasn't done anything bad.
I don't care about details like that. I know he did my dear Juan in. I just do. That yellow-bellied chicken!
A yellow-bellied chicken? I wonder what that would look like.
I trust my senses. I know when someone did something bad, and I say he did it.
What did Mr. Angard ever do to deserve this? What did Mr. Angard do to you to make you so...
You don't know? That guy, he framed my Juan. He created that scandal that plagued poor Juan.
Mr. Nick! What is it? What's a scandal? Oh, I'll tell you about that after we get home, okay?
Poor Juan, led astray by the wiles of that vile temptress.
Mr. Nick, what do viles and wild temptress mean? Ugh! How about we just listen to what Miss Oldbag has to say for now, okay, Pearls? So, Miss Oldbag, who was this woman you were talking about?
Adrian Andrews, of course. Who else? That guy, he shoved the girl onto Juan on purpose.
His own manager, but why?
I thought lawyers were smart. It was to create a scandal to make Juan lose face. That girl drove Juan into a scandal and dragged his reputation through the mud.
Just cover the girl's ears. Sounds like a pretty standard definition of scandal to me. Why do you know about that anyway, Miss Oldbag?
I'm one of Juan's biggest fans. I always out there gathering information. There's no thing I don't do.
And you have proof that Mr. Angard did what you say he did?
Next week's issue of a certain magazine says so.
Of course, a tabloid.
Next week, does that mean it's something people don't know about yet?
Why would Miss Oldbag have information like that? And where did she get it? I'm willing to bet either a promo copy or something that talks about that scandal would be a critical clue to undoing Lotta's lock.
Anything to say to the Lincolns like you.
She's really climbing up like the old clam she is.
Please, anything would be helpful. Well then, how about I tell you my measurements?
No, that's okay, really.
She really doesn't like you, does she, Mr. Nick?
I know. Same thing.
Doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy detective is here.
Great, now even Pearls is calling him Scruffy. Thanks, Franziska. They said something about an investigation briefing earlier, right? Why don't we come back and try again later when they're done?
Okay. I guess that's all we could do, right, Mr. Nick? Aw, it's kind of cute. Mr. Nick, what is this stuffed animal's name?
It's the Blue Badger. It was my idea. I made it. It's this precinct's mascot, you know? Oh, wow. I'll get him a signed mascot of every police station if it's the last thing I do.
I hope you succeed in your mission, sir.
Oh, boy. Shush! A break and spit it out, you low-life scum. A turkey sandwich? Don't you eat ham every day? Get sick of it or something? He must be doing image training for interrogations. What? The Hero Awards grand prize got away from the Jam Ninja again? Shouldn't you be reading something more important? Okay, so nothing to be found here. Yes. Okay, So, let me ask this. Do we have enough to break Lada's locks, or is there more looking around to do? Yeah. I didn't see your star question, so let's try. Okay. I am kind of 50-50 on this, so let's go ahead and take a look. On the night of the murder, loitering in the victim's room.
I told you, didn't I? For my scoop.
Well, I want to know about the details of this scoop.
But that's something I can't tell you. I mean, that there's my bread and butter.
All right, then. An unpleasant tabloid photographer looking for a scoop? I'm going to say that you were looking into a scandal. Ah, could it be that you, Lana Hart, were looking for a rake with a huge story? Perhaps an unfunny scandal between... Oh, this person. Okay, it wasn't a specific piece. It was a person.
This woman.
She's Adrian Andrews, Madangard's manager. The Nickel Samurai's manager, caught secretly meeting with his rival, the Jam Ninja. It would be the hottest story of the season, wouldn't it?
You're pretty good at this guessing thing, Mr. Lawyer. But you can't just make up any old thing and think it'll make the papers. You gotta have backup.
Backup?
Yeah. You gotta have that, what is it, news source?
You mean news source.
That's it. Show me something that shows that Juan Unga had something with Miss Andrews.
None of the evidence really sticks out to me. Not yet, it seems. Yeah. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather more clues. So we're on the right track. We just need to connect what it is that could link Adrian with Juan. Do you have any ideas as to why Mr. Cordio was murdered? Why would you ask me about such a thing? I'm just doing my job. So do you have any ideas? I'm not... This is the real second Cyclock! Miss Andrews? Sorry, but there's nothing more I have to add to this conversation. Is it a Cyclock, Mr. Nick? Yes. There's getting to be more and more of these lately. Well, this is definitely interesting. Let's see what the first question is. Reveal your secrets. Why was Juan Corrida murdered? Was I saying Well, never mind. If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Ungard's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. Corgi is in this game? Oh, shut up. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You are not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that. No, but Mo is. Ha ha ha. Nothing sticks out. So I'll have to do a little more digging. Chances are I have to find Lada first. Figure out what's Lada is hiding first. Hey, that's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Miss Powers likes this type of woman? What do you know? So Mr. Powers likes this type. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her, you know? Huh? There's sort of a small rumor going around about her right now. A rumor? If you're interested, I'll be glad to share what I know. He's so happy he looks like a lion that's just found his next meal. The hair kind of gives it away, too. Would you mind telling me about this gossip? Ah, so you are interested. I figured you'd be. Yeah. I have such a weakness for celebrity gossip, too. Oh, really? You too, huh? Yeah, so take a look at this. Looks like a tabloid this old bag would read. Alright, let's see here. Jam and Midnight Rendezvous? As I said, he's a human Hrothgar. To the mysterious yet beautiful manager, to the stars, Miss A.A. You see it now, don't you? What? You can't stop pretending to be in the dark, Mr. Wright. Juan Cordia didn't have a manager of his own. Which means if you were talking about a certain manager with the initials A, let us A. Okay. Adrian Andrews? Yes, exactly. This is big news. But it seems kind of odd, that woman, Miss Andrews. Together with the biggest rival of her client? Ah, it's that wonderful thing that only can happen between two people. Mr. Powers looks so happy. Pearl's just following along, not having any idea as to why he's smiling. Well, like the saying goes, one man's garbage is another man's treasure. Alright, now I think we got the ammo. Yep, and there's your ammo for Lotta's locks, exactly. Take that! Lana, will you please answer my questions? Yeah, So we'll fast forward here. Because we know what the answer to the first lock is. Whoop. Take that! Back up. As in this. Take that! This is the article from a certain weekly tabloid. Jammin' Midnight Rendezvous? To the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Ah! Mr. Cordia didn't have a manager of his own. What's more, his rival, Mr. Engard's manager, Adrian Andrews, she has the initials A.A. You saw this article and then thought to take some pictures of them as proof. That's why you were lurking around Mr. Cordia's door last night. Ah! And there goes that lock. Refresh! Oh, I was already refreshed from the old bag's locks. You were looking to Mr. Cordia and Miss Andrews' affair, weren't you?
You got it. I was gonna get myself a scoop by catching him in a secret meeting.
There's already an article about it in one of the weekly tabloid magazines. It's no longer breaking news.
What'd you just say? Her initials are AA. What kind of vague thing is that? Ain't no proof of nothing. People are gonna want to see real proof. Well, at least I do, so that's what I was doing. Getting photos.
Oh.
I'm gonna whip up the reader's interest with some gossip and a little misleading. Then spice it up a little and have myself an exclusive story.
Wow, a lot of nice journalistic integrity you got there.
Alright, finished writing up my spicy article, you know. But,
huh?
The paper I wrote it on, my note to myself, it's gone. Your note to yourself? It was inside the case of my $1,600 camera. They done run off together. I came here for my big story. Didn't come here to have my treasure disappear on me.
Yeah, I understand.
It's enough to make a gal go bonkers, I tell ya. What's with people now, anyway? I never thought I'd see the day when someone done steal something from me.
You really want to know that note back, huh? I've got no idea why, though. The story on that note is probably a bold-faced lie. So now we gotta find that damn thing. Oh. How come they had an investigation briefing?
Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so you came, pal? Why the blunt greeting? Because there's nothing to be friendly or happy about. What do you mean by that? Well, things look perfect this time around. The evidence and the testimony are airtight. But we can't just roll over and die. We have to stay positive. So what do you mean the evidence is airtight? I can't give you all the details, pal, but there's 2 big pieces. Two? And both of them are in this photo. The first is the button that's missing from the victim. Oh, yeah, I see, right here. Missing from the victim's chest. That's the button you found during your body search of On Guard. Yep, I found it in the folds of the Nickel Samurai's special pants. And the second one is the knife in his chest, pal. The fingerprints on the knife in his chest, to be exact.
Fingerprints? Whose are they?
You didn't even have to ask there, little missy. It's obvious. They're Matt On Guard's. Tomorrow's trial. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So what about this airtight testimony? It's that old security lady, Miss Oldbag. I thought so. What do you mean you thought so? Did he tell you something, pal? Well, I even told her not to open that mouth of hers and blab to anyone. Her blab knob is stuck to 10, and there's no turning it down. Trust me. Yeah, well, Miss Oldbag saw it all, pal. She saw Mr. On Guard come out of the victim's room around the estimated time of death.
No way!
Ugh, I was hoping we would be able to get something out of Gumshoe about potential lead on a missing camera. We're pretty interested in this bit of gossip ourselves. The scandal with Mr. Cordia, but why? Well, 2 years ago, a woman committed suicide.
Suicide?
Her name was Celeste Impax. And she was Juan Cordia's manager. The victim's manager? But that's not all, pal. Miss Impax was Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. She taught Miss Andrews everything she knew about the business from square one.
Her mentor?
A woman who was both Mr. Cordia's manager and Miss Andrews' mentor. Could her suicide have something to do with this case? Do you want to know something about her, pal? She was the victim's manager and was also Miss Adrian Andrews' mentor. I wonder if that's the love part, or be attached to someone. It's been 2 years since her suicide, and now those two are linked again by another death. Or maybe it's just coincidence, but... Ah!
I'm getting sick of dealing with one foolish idiot after another.
But Miss Von Karma!
You can't seem to stop allying yourself with the enemy, can you? I don't need a traitor in my midst.
You don't mean...
I do. Scruffy, you have 30 minutes to get out of here. You are no longer needed. Goodbye.
But that's... Wait! Please wait, sir! If I don't get this month's pay, I'll start... Quiet!
If it weren't for you, or traitors like you, I would have won. Is that what you wanted to say?
Who?
That voice.
Edgeworth!
It's been a long time, Wright. This person? This is Mr. Edgeworth?
What am I going to do with you? Still blaming others when things go wrong.
You haven't changed a bit, Francisca. You... How dare you show your face to me without a shred of shame upon it? You've soiled the Von Karma name, dragged it through the mud. You even ran away with the tail between your legs like the ill-bred dog you are! Are you talking about the Von Karma family creed to be perfect in every way? Then let's hear it, Francisca. How are things going? I hear you are having a rough time maintaining perfection in this country. You seem to be getting crushed under the weight of it all. That's why I came back. Keep your assumptions to yourself. I haven't given in yet. I won't lose. This case is mine. I'll never hand it over to you. Never! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I will see you tomorrow in court. It will be a clinical lesson on the meaning of total victory. Still the same wild mare she always was.
I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone on and died.
Mr. Nick!
I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you going to run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So, no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. What is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack, and working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it's available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head? The power of friendship, indeed. I kind of wonder if they end up drawing a happy face on the back of their hands. Wolf would end up knowing that. A lot of things may have happened. However, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is proof of von Karma. 1 year ago, you could not establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? If it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference, I swear to... Did you leave because you have lost your perfect win record? You made a Yu-Gi-Oh! Ref go bonk him. No! To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd been better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. Ow! Hey, come on! Jesus Christ, Fiend! Ow! Okay! Hey, cut it out! Ow! Come on! You're worse than that bitch von Karma! Ouch! Goddamn, Phoenix! Talk about a total 180 on the feelings of Edgeworth. Jesus. I see. Then I ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Well, with Francisca, she almost always says, I will defeat you this time. The instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. A foolishly foolish fool making foolishly foolish remarks. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client, to save their lives. To save your clients, do you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals. Those kind of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there's still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I've yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see it is coming soon. Soon enough. I have no interest in useless evidence. Put a little thought in what you showed me, Mr. Showed me, Phoenix Wright. Still as stuck up as ever. Nope. While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors became popular, I take it. Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is his motto. Refreshing? Like, what is so refreshing about a spring breeze? Sounds like the pollen is not treating him well this year. There's an interesting rumor about this man. You mean the one about Miss Andrews getting close to him? But that's pretty common tabloid fare, isn't it? I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found. Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself. A secret? You can't help but feel that this whole case revolves around her. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago. She was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then a few months later, Celeste Impax died. But her death was ruled as suicide, right? Yes. But there's still one riddle we've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished? Huh. We are looking into leads, but we can only look into a few key players within our limited resources. There's no reason for us to waste our energy investigating this person. Why don't you just say, I don't have any info? Miss Impact's death was most certainly a suicide. If there is no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect someone had hidden it. A suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impacts had written such a note? There was no solid evidence. However, we did find traces of ink in her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Corrida had his own manager's suicide note? But why? As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look this over. This is the suicide report. Part 1, anyway. Part 1? Wow. Given the rate things are playing out, I'm wondering if we're even going to get to even part of the trial by the time I normally wrap up stream. Ah, the lawyer dude. So what'd you find out? Well, I'm still in the middle of investigating. I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage to do. So I was in my nickel samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? The manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show. I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? That's strange. I thought the nickel samurai was going to confess something. Okay, I think this is just a repeat of everything he's... Yeah, this is just a repeat of something I learned earlier. That's my manager. Did you meet her? Yeah. What do you think? Strong woman, right? And she takes good care of me. You're such a mama's boy. Huh? What's wrong? How much do you know? What do you mean, how much? Mr. Lawyer, I may be your client, but I hope you will keep yourself out of my personal life. No, I would never... Now, if you excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep. You're in detention! Who in the world are you going to eat with? The security guard? Mr. Nick, the Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow I get the feeling she is a very important person in all this. And he just up and left. Having a sneaky suspicion about something. Wendy doesn't have any more to add, I think. I don't think so either. I'm honored you're asking me, but I have no idea who this person is. Oh, I kind of wonder out of curiosity. No idea! He was the one that was trying to prosecute your case, man! Can you just imagine a whole family line with the last name Oldbag? I don't. You think he wants to remember that? Yeah, I suppose so. But I probably would have expected, like, a different reaction to, like, it's like, yeah, I know who he is, but I don't feel like talking about him. Something along those lines. Yep, I figured the tabloid's not gonna... Nope. Kind of weird for someone who wants to hide his personal life has no locks. Yeah, there's something more to this. And for as dense and aloof as he might come off as, he might be capable of escaping the Magatama's, well, senses. I don't know. Looks like Miss Andrews isn't here. That's not good. I still have a few questions I want to ask her. And she has that psych lock on her heart, right? Well, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we'll have to come back later. Oh, great. There's more to this? Blah, blah, blah. Nope. Alright, so I am kind of at a loss here as to where to go next then, because one of the critical things is about this camera case for some reason. Unless there's more to talk with Edgeworth about. Okay, so it's not the tabloid. Do I have to discuss about the report with him? I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all, the reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has two. 2 parts? What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here's the second part. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name is Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews? What did she do? She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try and kill herself, though. You think she's a strong career woman? That's what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews, she has a certain secret she's always trying to hide. A secret? Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews, dependent? Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. What's this about Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempt at suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impacts. And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she? Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impacts, was gone forever, that's why. Why would that... Is this what they call following someone to the grave? After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She is someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And once she finds that person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impact suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude. It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. How terrible. Is there anything more we can get out of the second half of this? Appearances can be deceiving. It's such a cliche saying, but it's a cliche because it's true. Miss Andrews, to think that behind that unwavering brave front, she's been hiding this weakness and fear. I think we got enough to start chipping away at her psych locks then. There's nothing else we can get from Edgeworth, so back to the hotel. And now we just gotta find her. Maybe she is back in Unguard's room. Oh, Miss Andrews is here. I better save so I don't end up losing all that progress. But it looks like she's talking with someone. That's Franziska von Karma! Miss von Karma? What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so I've got some following me around. Following you? That's you, Miss von Karma. You're the one doing the following. Pearls. You're always following after that Mr. Detective with the little beard. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. Is that a tracker? Suddenly, power outage. Uh-oh. Wait, at your place, or what's happening? Are you okay, Miles? What's that? An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know what... Oh, that fool's every move, making fun of you about your progress. Oh. Ouch! Ow! Well, if the power would have gone out, I would have been safe anyway, because everything is pretty much on some kind of backup power supply. So that noise we heard was the receiver. I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Adrian Andrews! Yes? Think hard about that we just discussed. Understood? All right. What were those two talking about? Miss Andrews, she seems a little dazed, doesn't she? All right. Time to break these locks. What? I was saying Cordia earlier. It's Corrida. Ugh. I think you know. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at... You're not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that. Does this person look familiar? What? That's not it? So something I'm still missing? You think after talking to Von Karma, more locks appear on her. You and Mr. Corrida had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into this story. As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on her good side. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Need to get close to Mr. Corrida? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Corrida for this person's sake? Now it's the picture. Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impacts. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Corrida's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Kurita so you could find out more about her suicide. You have great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews. There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Kurita. Juan? And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That's why you became intimate with Mr. Kurita. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting rabblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor. However, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know, that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you'd like to give. However, I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. Your attempted suicide. Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. You've always searched out on people whom you can depend on. You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had. Stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Kurita of holding Ms. Impact's note. You heard about it and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was why the victim was killed. Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Kurita dead. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she was killed. Why she killed herself. Even commit murder. Murder! So the final lock ended up breaking just from that. It's true. I'm a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small. I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews. This one thing. It's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret. Mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews. All I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Kurita. Celeste, without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Kurita to discover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me. That's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews. If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. Miss Andrews. I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion.
Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. There has to be some kind of meaning to it. Miss Andrews, what's that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Or not remembering something clearly? Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. Ungard in your capable hands. I have a feeling that card somehow plays a significant role in all this. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can. What about Mystic Maya? Is she all right? Oh, Pearls, she looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all, and has been walking all over the place with me today. What's wrong, Mr. Nick? Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right? Oh, no! I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I really am. You don't look fine to me. There are toilets in each room in this hotel. But since all sorts of events are held here, there are bathrooms for people who aren't staying here to use as well. Perfect for people like me who can't afford to stay here in the first place. That's what he claims. Crime scene. If he wanted to get to Mr. Corrida's room, he would have to pass through this hallway. There's no one here. Everyone's gone. I wonder if the three of them went to eat together. I don't think they do that. They're probably in yet another meeting. Alright, back to the law office. So, what now? Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews have a motive. You mean Miss Impact's suicide note? That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Uh-oh. Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver! Hello? Wright and Company law offices. Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone. Maya! Where's Maya? As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Which is why I suppose she is absolutely famished. What? So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost. Wouldn't you agree? Wait, Maya! Let me hear her! Very well. Ask my... Maya, is that you? Sis, ask my sis. Maya! Maya! Damn it, he cut me off! Mystic Maya said, ask my sis, didn't she? Sis. What does she mean by that? She means to have Pearl's channel. Oh, Mia. Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry. Ah! Mia! I have a message from Maya, so come, ask me anything you want of her. How's Maya? She's safe, for now. That kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems. Tits McGee got to save the day puberty! Oh, both of you, shut up! I'm glad to hear... What the fuck? Yeah, seriously, what the hell, Wolf? Both of you! What the hell? If I could bonk you, I could! As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper. What's he like? I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Ugh. Maya's locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her? Okay, calm down, Wolf. starving. I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now. Drat, it's locked. This door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that I could use around here. It's too dark to see. Feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. These, they feel like barrels. I'll pass. Too bad I'm really hungry. I'm not really thirsty. If I don't do something at the door first, I don't think I'll be moving anywhere. I kind of figured that would be the case. The seashell card! Someone dropped a card here. Kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card. Ah, that's it! The shell card. If I use this, maybe I could get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I have a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here. I shouldn't keep Nick waiting or worried.
Oh boy. I have a feeling we're not quite in the green yet on something. Because if she did manage to successfully get away, then we wouldn't have been able to talk with her on the transceiver. We'd be in a different situation. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way! That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? Dude, I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? Can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. It's almost time. Mia, we must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. Okay, so I'll ask you this, Miles. Is this going to be, like, the final day, the end? We spent most of this on investigative, and then now it's the trial. Is this going to be the last day for this case, or is there more going forward if I play my cards right? Just so I kind of get a sense of what to do next. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Well, let's get going. It's him. This is Wright. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney, the day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired. Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial. For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. Present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest. If you please. Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present. It's a lawyer, dude. Who was that? No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Oh, boy. Order in the court. Will everyone please rise? Where's Von Karma? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor. Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present?
Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she all right? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. Oh, I thought that's... Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Okay, this is an unexpected turn of events. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked into this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt Angard. The court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the stand. Oh boy, this has got to be as low as I've seen Dick all the games. Witness, your name and occupation. My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah. And I have to be Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Cordia, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. No more Cool Whip. Yeah, thankfully. Yeesh. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Alright, here we go. And why do you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The Jammin' Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? Fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims? Huh. I see. So much for my theory, then. What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So, you mean he forgot to put his guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel? I'm not buying that. Yeah, that's right. So, it really had nothing to do with the case after all. Our first order of business should be to gather more info from his testimony. There might be a trap set up for us somewhere. Maybe. However, setting off traps is a part of a lawyer's job, too. If you say so. Of course, we're supposed to escape from them, too. Wouldn't you say? Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8, and then there was a short break.
The special post-ceremony show was supposed to start at the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who's this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Matt Ungard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Ungard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. Cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Kurita was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now, a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana. This banana. Banana? His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir. Hang on, let me look at something again. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Then, what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. So he was actually choked to death? Wait a minute, what does the autopsy report, official autopsy report? Wait a minute. Shoot, that's right, we don't have an autopsy report, so this is basically the first-hand account of it. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Time of death, 8:15 p.m. Cause strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. I believe that's enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why, then, did the police arrest Matt Ungard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. Vanguard and Unkarita were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there's the Gem and Ninja's button. And it does have blood. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Ungard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were all over this knife. Oh my god, the knife itself is gold. This hotel is very, very gaudy. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. Wait, bought the knife? Wait, And there's this button. A hotel for piglins from Minecraft would stay at forever, yep. That was found in the defendant's clothes, wasn't it? And this button is also covered in blood? Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What?! All this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give it in yet, Wright? I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Ugh! Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Ungard was beating Mr. Kurita in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that, at the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective, it's not, well... I guess if you put it that way, then, yeah, the defendant would have no motive. I was wondering when that was gonna pop up. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I look forward to your pension negotiations. No! Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. No, not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about... Oh, what I was saying. Hello? Anyone? Oh my god, at this rate, Dick ain't gonna be paid in peanuts, he's gonna be paid in dust! Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you had any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jam and Ninja's costume. Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward. Mr. Edgeworth, help me please, sir. All right, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal. Ugh. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. When was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found. We rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what's he trying to say about me here? How are the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, Wright? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There was no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of the knife, then? There's no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. The prosecution can prove if it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A knife with unguarded fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in his testimony, no matter how small it may be, okay, Phoenix? I think I've already found the contradiction in the testimony. I'm gonna save here. Because if he did buy the knife, why is it engraved with the hotel's namesake? In my view, that knife was already on the premises and could have been grabbed at the spur of the moment. Aha! Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel! The Gatewater Hotel! Uh-oh! The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that's very true. Dick. This is a very big... Not a very big dick! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough to not to realize this. But I didn't know. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ongard. A knife is missing. Oh, shit. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Ongard's knife was missing. Ugh! Mr. Ongard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Wasn't me this time. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, you have something important and necessary to present to this court. Oh, boy. I feel like the evidence, yes, we can add something in, and it's going to come down to that wine glass that was not even remotely considered. There is one piece of evidence that catches my attention, something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtain for all of us. Jesus, he wasn't kidding! Only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence you must show the court? This thing found next to the victim. This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because the victim struggled against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth, what is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body. Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible. Mr. Wright, could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? I have a feeling there's no way. No sign it's been drank. Yeah, why would she have apparently poured herself a glass and not even take a few sips out of it? That seems a little off. I mean, how many people here would have, after pouring themselves a drink, would have at least taken one sip out of it? That's almost like a natural force of habit. Did I already save? I'm just gonna do this just to be safe, because No way. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything useless on anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? But then... Of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of Adrian Andrews. And would she have... I'm sorry, if I was walking into a room and I found a dead body sitting before me, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be able to hold myself together to just calmly put the glass down on a nearby table or cabinet. It would have dropped right out of my out of my hands out of shock. It'd be on the floor. What? That's why I said the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Ugh, I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you said makes a lot of sense. Now do you see, Miss Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. Oh, I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we'd like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Oh, not the old bag! Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please. Oh! Gotcha! G-O-T-G-A! Gotcha! Oh! I wonder what happened to the calm composure he had earlier. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You were happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? It was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand! Wicked Witch of the witness stand! I love it! I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Things I don't have to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness. Be lucky it's Edgeworth addressing Old Bag. I would love to see how Old Bag reacts to the whip. Oh, jeez, no. No, no, no. I don't think the whip would be enough to keep Old Bag in check. That would be an all-out cat fight between the young Von Karma and the Old Bag. Poor worthy indeed. That would be a fight I would pay to see. Unfortunately, I think Old Bag would have an unfair advantage given Francisca's current condition. Oh, Jesus Christ. I kind of wonder if she was shot in the same shoulder her father was in the DL6 incident. This witness, that terrible crime is all the court needs to know. Oof! Oh my god, they're just playing around with getting shot! I don't think Von Karma would whip at old women. You may have a point. She has yet to whip a child, so I guess she even has her morals and limits.
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps!
Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please! Anyway, witness, your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Now that I mind it all, Eddie. Now then, what should I start with?
The witness was on security detail at the hotel the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being able to see my dear Iwan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over that Ungard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him.
Okay, that came out wrong!
I'm only interested in a real man. Juan Cordia. Corita. Ah!
I did it again! But those two were the same age.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Oh, brother. First time this entire game, we finally see the serious facade of Edgeworth fall.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. That was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was Ungard, Matt Ungard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. Ungard came out from the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Something you were interested in, and just what was that?
It's not some little thing I could just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. And Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now. And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Oh, then would you tell us tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Kurita's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born, so I could count. I wasn't born, so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Oh, Jesus. For all we know, she could be 100. Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. Wait a minute, is it really? Oh my god! Oh boy, that just reminds me, was her age showing up at all in the first game too? In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? Oh, excuse me. Oh, I kind of figured. Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny.
I couldn't have him. He was. Yes, he was.
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now.
Well, I guess I could tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway.
You saw my client, are you sure about that?
Yesy.
Really?
Annoying brat, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a little further. What about the clothes? Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
now, oh, what was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket.
He was wearing that in the detention center, too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Right. So, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now important or relevant in any way? It's very important. I figured it out. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important? Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what witness said about the jacket to be appended to your testimony. I don't quite see what you're going with this, but all right, witness, please.
Well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must... He was wearing his flashy... Honestly, it's all just for show.
Okay, which... Okay, So there are two pieces of evidence that come to mind. Excuse me. There was the picture of the actual costume that Ungard was wearing. And there's the button. It was found in the Hakama. But if Ungard was wearing only his jacket, he would not be wearing he wouldn't be wearing a Hakama at all. Oh, excuse me. And if I kind of remember correctly, a Hakama is basically this? Is it the pants? Yeah, he wouldn't be wearing part of his costume and then just wearing that jacket on top of that. Actually, let me go ahead and quickly Google that. What is a Hakama? Yeah, a traditional Japanese garment. So it could be either just one piece or just basically the bottom section of that costume. So it's between the picture and the button. The fact that it was found in his Hakama. If he was in full costume, then the jacket wouldn't be there. So I think this is probably one of them. Oh, I was right. Miss Oldbag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason!
Do you know what this is?
It's button number 2 on the Jam and Ninjas costume!
Button number 2? Oh my god, what a freaking nerd! I unfortunately don't have a... Thank you for the pets. I unfortunately don't have a nerd emote, so feel free to use whatever emotes you have access to. Nerd! She has it down to the exact numbered button. What a weeb. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it at a single glance.
Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Wow. Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Ed Ungard's body during a full body search.
See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Ungard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai Hakama pants.
See? And Ungard is the nickel samurai.
Witness! Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Ungard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, you think I'm gonna instead of wearing this ridiculous looking outfit? You agree this outfit is hideous, right? I got trapped tape cord shot in this dress. Let me tell you, it's heavy, so heavy. I wish we could switch to CDs ages ago. They're keeping that dream alive for all these kids out there in silent face. Understand? Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are about as interesting as documentary on Curly. You can check entries from Edgy Poo. Now he's got style.
Oh, oh, jeez. Now hold your tongue still for just there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Ungard the man, but Mr. Ungard the nickel samurai?
Well, when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you!
On guard, on guard. Yes, now I remember. Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show, right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
But then wouldn't there be blood on the costume? I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? You think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Young'uns today, I told you, there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. All I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful as a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you cross-examine the witness. Who I saw.
Angar.
Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago. Now, let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What do you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I wanted it to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look at where you are now. Oh, you're not Judge Walker, are you? Are you?
Well...
What I said earlier. What's he waiting to things like that? And now it's everything. I can't be responsible for the past.
Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? You obviously haven't been paying attention to the universe you're in, Phoenix.
All that matters is that Dad was inside the costume. Isn't that enough? Yes, it would have been...
Wait, what? Did I just get an achievement off of that? Hold on a moment. Press Old Bag's claim that it was the Nickel Samurai I saw. Oh, brother. That was an achievement? What? It would have been... Whoops. And why would that be?
That way no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I could see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out. Oh, God. And yet you didn't go for a lot of hair. I was mean. I was mean-spirited.
You're such a nice child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
She's a mean dumb bitch. She deserved it. Noted.
You have to go to that post-ceremony.
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage at a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jam and Ninja?
Of course it included him. That's why when Ungard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway. So he must have worn that when he was stabbing poor Juan.
So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it was really was the Nickel Samurai.
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet?
You don't need to think too hard on this one, huh?
There's a contradiction in her testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Contradiction in plain sight. But if he stabbed the but if he... Oh, blah, blah, blah. I have a couple of theories as to what evidence to preserve, and it's based on the fact that if he was wearing the costume, there wouldn't be any fingerprints. He has a glove in one hand, and this metal thing has no prints. But I think the goal, at least at this point, is to try to prove her again as an unreliable witness. If he was wearing the costume, then there wouldn't be no fingerprints on the knife. Am I on the right track on that? With what I'm thinking between the two? If he was wearing the costume, he would be wearing gloves or something that would not have left prints on the knife. But if he yes, but that would explain the contradiction with the fingerprints. Which, if there were fingerprints all over it, that could have been from when he was just eating. That doesn't mean he was stabbed. Well, I have plenty of... Or am I gonna fall into a trap because that would have been using the knife one too many times? I mean, I feel like I'm on the right track with that last piece of evidence. If he was wearing the costume, then he would be wearing gloves, which means that there wouldn't have been fingerprints on the knife. I'll try on my gut on this one. Oh, I was right! Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know, it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That's exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? Whose car are we driving? Oh, for Pete's sake, Judge! If Mr. Ungard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he could do something like that. However, there's one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? Think about it one more time. Let me just get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems? There has to be a contradiction somewhere. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Ungard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone into the victim's room without intent. This is the only thing that speaks out to me. Naturally, you'd point to the one piece with the least value, but with such vigor. Enjoy your youth while you can. Humans don't live forever, neither do lawyers. You sure you think you can bluff your way out of things, don't you? Phoenix, pay attention. Let's pretend for a second that Edge on guard is the murder. Now from that angle, if he didn't have a murderous intent from the very beginning, then that means there is a certain object that shouldn't be at the crime scene, right? A certain thing? What certain thing? How are you doing over there? Busy collecting your thoughts? Okay, so it's an object that would have had to have... I'm kind of not so... An object would not have been there. Is it gonna come down to that glass again? Well, let me give that a shot. No, it's not. Alright, feel free to chime in with a hint or an answer about that. Is it gonna come back down to the knife? The guitar case? But that belongs to the victim. I don't think it's the guitar case. Part of me wants to go back to the knife, because if it wasn't... Yeah, if he didn't have murderous intent, then why... then he wouldn't have brought the knife with him. This is still part of that first chime-in I brought earlier. I am leaning more on the knife, but I feel like that's another trap because it's gonna come... It's because I feel like that's been presented enough already. Look, you still there? So it's a toss-up between the guitar case and the knife. Too bad you can't look back at the... One certain item would not be there from the get-go. I was leaning back to the knife. I was just afraid because it's already been presented twice as a key point. It's like, at what point would it have finally been exhausted its usefulness? This knife. This was used by Mr. On Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints should be all over it like beeves on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order! Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? Well, the obvious answer is to apparently frame him. But I feel like, in this case, strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. So I feel like that's a moot answer. So it would be to frame him. It's to frame my client, Mr. Ungard, of course. To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. No! Witness! Finally, I got a hit on him!
Looks like I made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Itchy Poo?
Oh! Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
Huh? She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? All right, then. Who were you waiting around for, then?
Huh. That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
Ha ha ha. The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room, but it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
Maybe. Phoenix, maybe that Old Bag was waiting around for that person.
It's who I think Ink Mia is hinting at. It certainly is possible. Miss Old Bag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Ungard's manager. Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in the circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... Ah, I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. You're doing great. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt. The witness thought so as well. Thank you for the pets.
Huh. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to be confidentiality stuff then.
Witness? What in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well, then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready.
This is gonna take the wind out of you young'uns!
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this, really. It's not like we're 10 years old. Ugh. I think after this certain section of the trial, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more to this after so then, once I'm done with this, I will save and then we'll wrap up stream there.
That Ungard is one evil, evil man! He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So, to do that, he sent his own manager to get close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action.
Oh, and this top secret, you got that? No one else but you and me know yet, okay?
Why'd you have to throw the helmet back on? The defendant sent his manager? What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And it isn't their error saying the truth is never pleasant.
Never heard of that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. Well, should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Be careful, the old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right, Ungard is nothing but your average foul, old-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. It's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here. Manager to the stars, Miss A.A. But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? Well, for the most part, they can be. What do you know? I suppose next you swear to me that the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, Unguard will never mean to say touche. Well, I guess you discriminated by accusing a little kid of killing Jack Hammer. Scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that Unguard thought he could put a monopoly on popularity. You don't have any proof that Mr. Unguard did any such thing. You must be suffering the shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you. All right then, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me any proof that Unguard... decline the offer at the moment. I don't have anything to offer.
Just give me a free pass to say whatever I'd say, boy.
Me and my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles for you, anyway.
So, what do you mean I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a lesson. Something you young'uns need.
You were going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. I guess!
No, stop!
Well, I was too bad the woman didn't come through that door that night.
Wait!
What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over.
Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's just because I'm a pro.
Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drilled a hole in my brain, you'll never find out.
How in the world did that old bag get such a secret piece of information? If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got the secret information, you won't get to go home today.
Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me!
What do I have to do with this?
Just do this for me. You'll get your reward.
I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering. As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. Where did the old bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. It sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? You can't just ignore it either. It makes their client look bad either way. Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now. There has to be something we can catch her on. Yeah, and when I find it, I'm going to press the heck out of it. Show proof that Ongar didn't bear any ill will towards Juan. Nothing really stands out. Well, nothing really stands out easily to me. All right, go ahead and chime in again. Hang on. Audience, go ahead and chime in again as to whether or not I'm on the right track, if I have anything. Okay. So this is the wrong statements to press on. I was kind of leaning on the camera, but it was like, okay, let me just review that other statement earlier. That's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why do you look at me like that? Stop it!
Witness! I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire secret info, isn't it? She took Lotta's camera?! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrage impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then everything written on this paper is completely meaningless?
Ah, that's it. That's the note.
No, you see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then you are the one who took the Miss Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of wands, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper, she's working with that evil Ungard. She said so herself. Ungard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy Poo, you believe me, don't you? Ugh. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine! Took the words right out of my mouth, Edgeworth! Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we could overlook this just this once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? Pile on more pressure. Don't let it. Let it go. If I let her up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness! You said that only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why do you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it!
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Is it really gonna come down to the camera again? Because, wait a minute. I don't think the note is the only thing you stole that night. Oh my god, could that only thing that makes sense. Only thing that makes sense. The camera because of all the gossip? Or is it actually gonna come down to the guitar case and she actually took the guitar? I wouldn't put it past her. Is that really it? I'm gonna go on my gut instinct and say, hey, yeah, she took it. I still have a little life left. Camera's the only thing that makes sense. I don't think it's the case. So, camera. Yeah, camera itself, probably. Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me. Why, witness!
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the notes, then it's only logical that you had the camera, too!
Ugh. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this camera... Is this the camera you're looking for?
That's...
What? Oh, look at this. I'm still a person, you know.
I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slide Bag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken.
I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Good grief! Bailiff! Check this camera's photos, hurry! We must examine them at once! Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai! Right outside of Onguard's room. No, not Onguard's room. It's outside of... Where's the Gold Ninja? Wait, Gold Ninja? Oh, wait, is that a joke question? This is right outside of Parita's room.
See, I told you, that's the guy I saw!
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Onguard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider that before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took, there's... Am I able to see the picture? Something has to stand out about it. Let's see, is there any way I could possibly compare her to the official? The hunch I'm getting is that... Because if we look at how it's posed, I mean, one could possibly make the argument because he has his legs stretched out and bent that at the bottom of the hakama would not then touch the ground. But yet, it seems to imply that the person wearing the costume is shorter than they think. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you have this hint. And that will count as my last chance light then. Because I feel like it's going to come down to the fact that it's similar to the same issue the Steel Samurai in the case, if you remember. That someone else was in the costume. Wait a minute. It's similar to the same issue the Steel Samurai had in that case. You are actually on the right track. Different height. Wait a minute. Does it happen to say how high each one was? No, just their ages. You're actually on the right track. It's similar to the same issue with the Steel. Yeah. Something strange in it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? Let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? You're actually on the right track. I will technically count this as part of the last chance that I asked for. Is it going to come down to the fact that the hakama is very, very baggy? Very baggy at the bottom, and it's dragging on the floor, which tells me that someone else is in the costume. Is that correct? Yeah, the person is too short. So would I, for the sake of the costume is touching the floor, yes. Okay. That's what I kind of thought. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does that mean? The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ungard. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay a particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. All right, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious, huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person inside in this photo is not Matt on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on guard. In that case, who is this a photo of? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, it's very simple. What should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person inside this photograph? As much parallels as there were to the last case, I don't think it's Juan Cordia. But it would have to be someone who knew, who was close enough. Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who the Nickel Samurai is, it's none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. Ungard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ungard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ungard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon? Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Cordia. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! 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 It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. All right, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass the verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Hold it! I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Felix Wright would have slaved his way to subpoenaing Miss Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What?! What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Oh, everything was planned out in advance by that man? Somehow I knew there was no way Mr. Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Please let there be a recess. Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Ugh, to be continued. Thank goodness. Holy moly. I just managed to eck out that one. With your help, thank goodness. Thank you, everyone, for that. And like I said, that will do it for today. We'll just have to catch up on this next time. Given the circumstances of this particular case, with how long the investigative stage has happened, and the fact that we finally only just got to supposedly day 1 of this trial, but now it's going to part 2, and yet there's still an air hanging over that this might be all done in one day, even though it's in separate parts. That might warrant a refresher on my chance lights. I will leave that up to you guys to ponder on that, to see if that warrants it, and we'll revisit this next Sunday. As for this coming Thursday, we'll just go ahead and continue with more Hyrule Warriors. Thanks for joining me today, and that'll wrap things up.